Hardcore Henry is about Henry who lives a hardcore life. Do you know how hardcore Henry's life is? It is so hardcore that Henry does not wear seatbelts. It's actually really hardcore. I mean, if you don't wear a seatbelt, you're 45% more likely to die in an accident than if you didn't have a seatbelt. It's really hardcore. Henry, you should wear your seatbelt. Hardcore Henry is a crowd-funded film released by a Russian person, and this is a unique style of filmmaking. It is filmed with a GoPro from the point of view of Henry. I felt like when the director of this movie went to purchase his camera with the budget that they had, he went to like Best Buy and was like, get me what I can with this amount of money, and they're like, we can give you this GoPro, and he's probably like, yeah, sure, I'll take that. And it looked pretty cool. It looked like this new style of filmmaking, this unique style that it was point of view of Henry as he was doing all these different things. This group of people that want Henry for some reason. His wife is trying to protect him. He has to fight a bunch of bad people. Sharlto Copley is in here, and it just looked like a really fun film. It is a really fun film. The action is over the top. It is crazy. It is a very fast-paced film that just has tons and tons of action. But where this movie lacks is a compelling story. Yes, we got a lot of cool action, but we also need a bit of a good story. For a good amount of the film, this story is a bit typical. It isn't compelling. It's something that's been done many times before.
Okay, well the good news is that you're going to live a while. The bad news is there's an army standing between you and your wife.
But halfway in the film, the story does take a bit of a turn and is a bit different, and I'm a little bit on board. Now with the action and the point of view of Henry, we do get a lot of shaky cam. Now there's a difference where you're filming an action movie and you're filming what is going on and you get that shaky cam effect. And there's this difference where it's the point of view from Henry and it's shaky. I understand why they had the shakiness because, you know, he's moving around, he's bobbing his head, whatever, but it's very hard to watch at times. I did get a bit nauseous at times because the camera is just moving around so much. Henry has to look at everything. He's falling through buildings, whatever it may be. The camera is always moving. I did enjoy the action from what I saw and from what I could see Henry was doing. It was crazy. It was very violent, very gory. Fun to watch. I loved the action, but I didn't really care for the way that the camera was shaking. Even though I understand why they went for that effect, it was a bit hard at times to watch. I didn't really care about the storyline. Towards the end, it was a bit fun to watch. There's a point in this film where Sharlto Copley's character just takes a massive turn, and I loved it. I loved Sharlto Copley in this film. He had a wide range of abilities in this movie. If you watch it, you'll figure out what I mean by that. He is perfect in this movie. I loved him. He is by far my favorite thing in this film. It had a lot of comic relief throughout, and his character was fun to watch. So Hardcore Henry, it is unique. I will give it that. I loved this approach they took. I loved the action. Sharlto Copley was a lot of fun in here. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and give Hardcore Henry a C+. So that's just Watch Movies with his review of Hardcore Henry. We actually don't really get to see what Henry looks like. There's points where maybe, but Henry, he seems like a nice gentleman. He's respectable. He does what he's told. He's a nice guy. This is my review of Hardcore Henry. Stay classy, YouTube.